2. Hi there, Bone Storm. We're a day late, a dollar short here. It's Thursday.
Couple dollars short.
This is my fault because Cav had to go to some school event last night, which I didn't think would be a big deal. But apparently, once the game started tonight, you can't see the scores from last week. I take it back. You can see the overall scores from last week, which we will discuss, but you can't see the individual scores. So this will be a very short recap and a much more in-depth discussion on the middle and the end part. So
nobody likes hearing you drone on and on anyway.
That's what they all watch this for, sweetie. Okay, go.
Okay, first up, week 4, you have Camp Krusty getting their first win of the season. Unfortunately, over the Gentlemen's Four Quarterlies, who suffered her 4th straight loss. The winless Gentlemen's Four Quarterlies fall victim to me. I double up her score, 150 to 76.9.
You had a big bounce back game. Tom Brady must have done well, right?
He did okay.
Okay.
I got talent. Don't single out my quarterback. I got talent across the board.
I'm just trying to figure out so we can get a flavor of who actually played, since I can't see it with the stupid ESPN app.
Who do you think? Okay, then just who do
you
think?
I don't know your team. It's your team.
No, you got to just talk about who you think did well.
I don't know who's on your team.
You should have thought about this.
You're the worst person ever. All right, let's see. Tom Brady.
Any comments?
Oh, I know. Ezekiel Elliott had a big day last week in that Cowboys win. T.Y. Hilton didn't play. I don't think Cobb did well. I don't know. Fuller did well.
This is dynamite feedback.
I know. It's the worst ever. We won't make this mistake.
All right, why don't we just go through the scores then? Okay.
The next score.
The next game, we have the punishment due, putting some punishment on the Krastofsky Lovejoy project, taking them to an 0-4 record. Unfortunately, punishment due improves to 4-0. Wowzers, 169 to 115.8.
Yeah, big day for, I know it was Deshaun Watson and Melvin Gordon had a pretty good day. Calvin Ridley, again, another touchdown, so he bid high on him. At least for 2 weeks in a row, he was right. Tyler Boyd had a good day. So congrats to Mr. 4-0, punishment due. And sorry, Joe, still a cellar dweller. Who's next?
Next, we've got a Leighton that's doing well. We've got Team Baltimore, Greg's team, takes down the Braille Bombers, puts her to 500, beating her 167 on the nose to 141 on the nose.
Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. Last week she certainly suffered with the LA Rams' huge night they had Thursday night. Todd Gurley had a big day. I know that much. The rest of it, I can't honestly remember. I think it's okay. We'll talk about that later. That's this week. Who's next?
Next, this was a sad one. Malibu Stacy's originally was up the entire weekend against Lissy Stratus. It went all the way to Monday night. Dawn was projected to win. Unfortunately, the person that they had playing went off. Dawn falls just a little bit, ends up losing, falling to 1-3. Lissy Stratus goes to 500 to 2-2, beating her 141 to 135.
Yeah, it must have been Kareem Hunt going Monday night because he had a good night.
That's correct.
And scored a last-minute touchdown that probably tipped the scales.
That's what it was.
Congrats to Jennifer. Sorry about that, Dawn. Who's next?
The monster, 4-0, Saquon. Ha-ha. Yeah, put your stupid arm down. Saquon, ha-ha, Mustang. By the way, 4-0, I don't want to say it, but it doesn't appear to be that tough. There's like 3 or 4 teams who are still 4-0.
It's
4-0. Saquon, haha, Mustangs, 192, takes down the Wild Poopers by 52. She scored a decent but a losing effort at 140.8.
I'd say 4-0 is still difficult to get. Andrew Luck had a huge day for Mr. Clemens. I know that much. So did Saquon Barkley, so very good. Kelsey had at least a touchdown. I know at least one touchdown in a pretty big game in that Monday night. So congrats to Mr. Clemens, 4-0. Who's next?
Next, finally, we have the Honor Rollers, who are not 4-0. They are 3-1, not 4-0. 3-1 defeats the People's Champion, 242.2 to 104.4. Unfortunately, I have to give credit where credit is due. That is a monster score. However, it's very typical of a September score from your team. I'm sure this will continue through October. Jason and I collectively would like to put a call out to the rest of the league to please do what we can't, which is defeat this team.
Juggernaut. It's the word you're looking for.
Juggernaut. That's the word I was looking for. We'll see. I think you're gonna. I think your team is a juggernaut this week. Going against my team, I'm already up big, 17-0. Suck it, Dickie.
So, very big day. Happy to finally break that glass ceiling that Hillary didn't with 221 and go all the way up to 242. So y'all got a new record to aspire to. Huge day from Jared Goff. I think he got me 35 on that. Big day from Kamara. Big day from Jared Cook. 2 touchdowns. Thank you so
Stupid defense.
much. Defense, Green Bay, shut out. You know, the worst thing about those days is where you're looking at it and it's like halftime and you got a shutout and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a ton of points. Then it just slowly ticks down as the rest of the day. There's like a garbage TD in the third or fourth quarter. Not this time. Green Bay clamped down and got me a nice extra cushion of 20 points. Thank you, Green Bay.
Well, that would be your second favorite defense. How does your first favorite defense do?
What first favorite?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Remember what I said last week?
They were ranked high going into the season, and I was believing in them. Apparently, that would be incorrect because they got torched on that Thursday night game. It was a shootout. It wasn't even close. It was.
Do you know what they scored?
What's that?
Do you know what they scored?
Yeah,
-13. 13.
That's awesome.
Mr. Butarski. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the last game. You want to go to standings real quick?
Yes, sure. Let's do something we can actually read.
Okay. We've got the punishment due. Okay, Brockway, sorry, first.
Mm-hmm.
The punishment due, alone at the top, 2 games ahead of second place at 4-0. You got the Braille Bombers at 2-2 and Lovejoy at 0-4. So lots of disparity in that division, that's for sure. In Ogdenville, we've got Voldemort, whose ties yours slightly better than 500 record at 3-1. Lisi Stratus, whatever that means, is 2-2. And Malibu Stacy's is 1-3. So still anybody's division there. Again, like Brockway, we have North Haverbrook with Saquon Haha, Kevin Clemens at 4-0, the Wild Poopers at 2-2, and the 4 Quarterlies at 0-4. So the same disparity there. Mm-hmm. And then, as we've mentioned before, you have the ultimate cream of the entire league, the Springfield division that has the Honor Rollers just 1 game ahead of 500 and 1 game in front of second place, which is the People's Champions, and bringing up the rear only 2 games out of first is Camp Krusty.
Camp Krusty still fighting, yes. So again, still early in the season, even those 0-4 teams take heart. Season is far from over. We take the top 2 from every division, so don't stop fighting now. Dig deep. Look at that waiver wire. Think about a trade if you're really in the dumps and you think you got nothing left in your team. But there could be lots of movement out there if we're lucky, and it's not over for anybody, I would say. But
as a reminder, it's been kind of some sorry for the screen moving, a crazy schedule this season. So a lot of people have already played their division rivals quite a few times. Just a reminder to those folks who might be on the losing end of those. The top 2 comes from your overall record. So even though you might not be looking so great in division play, hold on to hope that you can finish the season strong. And Jason and I would love to do nothing more than to send Matty packing back to wherever his team plays in the summer with an undefeated division record, but a lousy league record.
How dare you? First of all, let me address what he started with, which was there have been some concerns. More than one person has come out to me and voiced this. First of all, a couple things.
Who are your sources?
I can't divulge that. I will never reveal my sources. Okay, listen. I'm like Deep Throat. I'm not going to reveal anything. So, and that didn't come out right. So, first of all, I was under the presumption that Mr. Devlin would be the one that scheduled everything, because I thought because we had the weird 3 division things, he had to manually go in there and schedule all the stuff. At least maybe in the years past, that's what it was.
We have 4 divisions.
So I thought it was the same thing here. But I talked to him today. He assured me no. All he did was set the divisions. ESPN did that crazy thing. And all ESPN looks to do is, A, it looks to play your division opponents twice. It doesn't care when you do it. And obviously, we're seeing this a lot here where people are playing back-to-back games or close enough games. Then you're supposed to play the other 9 teams throughout the rest of your season or whenever. So it just came up with that. You can blame ESPN's algorithm. Don't blame Mr. Devlin as I had thought it was. The other question that came up from a single person was, when there is a waiver wire pickup, and this will lead into our waiver wire discussion, and it's the same amount of money bid on the one player or defense, it goes to the waiver wire order. So if you look up your team, you will see where you fall on the waiver wire. So if you bid 10 and I bid 10 and you're higher, you get that player.
Correct. Sure.
You always want to go a little more or try to outsmart the other person. But
Sure.
if you end up with a tie, that's why it happens, because that was another question that was fielded. So
and that makes sense. And just to let everybody know, if anybody's going, well, how the heck does that waiver wire set? Normally that's done either based on your record or early in the season like now, where there's not a lot of disparity and a lot of teams that like 0 and something, it goes off of like a power ranking. Like if there's a tie, it looks at the strength of your team and schedule and says, okay, they need more help. They get to go first.
Right. I thought it was more weighted towards how you did the week before. So if you lost the week before, you were higher on the waiver. But I could be wrong. We'll have to do more investigation.
Yeah.
But there is something on that, and you can't.
There's logic there. Yes.
It's not just randomizer. It's not just something down over on you. So let's talk about this week's pickups. There was quite the kerfuffle out there for a little guy by the name of T.J. Yeldon. That'd be the backup to the oft-injured now Mr. Leonard Fournette. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people bid.
Were you one of those?
I might have been. So we'll walk.
Can I bring up an interesting fact?
Sure.
His initials are the same initials as Todd Yoder.
Oh, no, don't you dare bring up Yoder. How dare you bring up Yoder? He was a good player for a week or two. Listen up. So, Mr. Yeldon, we started at the bottom with the gentleman 4 quarterlies and only $5. Then we went to the People's Champion. They said 13. Here comes Yana Rollers with 15. Nope. Krostowski Lovejoy swoops in with 20. Nope. Braille Bombers wins. $23 sold to the Braille Bombers. Nicely done, Mama San. She got her back up to her own player. The other one, and this is what led to this, was there was a dispute between the People's Champ and the Saquon Ha-Ha Mustangs over a little defense called the Tennessee Titans. They both bid $6, but unfortunately, People's Champ was a little bit higher. Memphis did not get the Titans. So that was where the question was. The rest of them were all just throwaways because they were all just one and done. I do love the fact that both my mother and I, even more, we all paid way more than we needed to for some of the people that we were supposed to get. So watch your budgets. We're only 4 weeks into it. We got 12 more weeks to go. So let's not blow it all on the store unless you really need somebody, because there's no guarantee in a lot of these people. Even Calvin Ridley, he's had a couple of really good weeks, but if he falls off, then that's taught out that money.
Who are you directing this to?
Everybody. I'm just saying, be aware of your things. Because some people are like, spend it now, but it's like you're going to halfway through and have like a major injury to your team, and then you're like, well, crap, I spent it all on this flyer that I thought did well 1 week. So just be aware of that.
Well, lucky for you, you're super cheap, and even if you're bidding every week, you'll be fine. Okay.
Eric, let's talk about this week's game, jerk.
Speaking of interesting schedules, we go into week 6. I play Jason again.
No, you play me, dum-dum. We're in week 5. Let's get the weeks right at least, dummy.
Oh, sorry, I went to week 6.
Burk.
Sorry, I play you again. That's what I meant. But I'm already up 17.1 to 0. Who do you think's going to win this one? Me?
This guy. Yeah, big muscles, exactly. All right. So, it should be a good one. I got the golf man going up to Seattle to play. Will it be effective? I don't know. Seattle's defense is not what it used to be, but I don't think I'm going to see 35 points from him this week. On the other hand, we got what I hope to be a shootout with Atlanta for Pittsburgh. So I got Juju and AB going against them. Hopefully that'll do well. You have Deion Lewis going against Buffalo. That should be big numbers for him. Elliott against Houston. I think Houston has a decent D. Fitzgerald, I don't know. I don't know if T.Y. is even starting. You could be a big goose egg with that guy. And Cobb, who knows? Detroit, he could have a huge day there. They played crappy last week, but then they were great the week before, so you just don't know Jekyll and Hyde. Who's next?
Next, we've got Krostowski's Lovejoy Project looking to put a win on the board against the Braille Bombers, who have an early lead, 7.8 points to 0.
He's got love for my homies, Patrick Mahomes. What a game. If you watched that Monday night, congrats to those KC people and Mr. Mahomes. He's going against Jacksonville. Ooh, tough defense. Tough matchup this week, Joe. Do you leave him in, or do you put Kirk Cousins against Philly? He's leaving in him for now. We'll see what happens. Joe Mixon looks like he might be back on the board because he's got him slated here. Will ODB show up? Who knows? On the other side, you got my mom switching up the big time. She's putting her love on the bench of Russell Wilson. She's starting Matty Stafford against Green Bay. Oh,
wow.
snap. This is going to be a roll of the dice because, again, Green Bay shut out their last opponent. So we'll see how Mr. Matty Stafford does against him. My mama already has Mr. White from New England up 7.8. So we'll see how it goes. Good luck to both those folks. But I kind of give the edge to Mr. Joseph because that Mahomes kid, he's going off. Let's see what's next.
Next, we've got the punishment due. Looking to take advantage of a team that's on the ropes, Malibu Stacy's hoping she could do a rope-a-dope and turn it around. She needs a win. He's at 4-0. She's at 1-3. He's up just a little bit right now, 4-0.
It's going to be very interesting to watch Mr. Punishment this weekend because it is going to be a tale of two Texas teams, right? You got Houston going against Dallas. Will Dallas's defense show up? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Jason and Todd already know this, but I know that Sean Lee was dinged up a couple weeks ago. If he's not in there, look for a big day from the Houston folks. Although if he is there, maybe he'll get some pass rush and slow down this wild man Watson with all the scoring he's doing. I'm pulling for the Stacey simply because I'm going for the underdog, and I can't stand somebody who hurts my toes when I'm not wearing shoes in a basketball game. Next,
we've got Voldemort, who has a good lead, but he's got 3 people going tonight. He plays Lisi Stratus. He's up 22.6 with his 3 players. I'm assuming one must be the defense against Lisi Stratus, who has 2. No idea who that's from.
She has 2 from Godoskowski, and you're right. The New England D's up 15 already. Gronk has 5.6. Should be a big night for him, but so far we're about halfway through the second quarter. We'll see how that pans out. On the other side, you got Phil Rivers going to Oakland, and he should have a good day in that divisional matchup. Kareem Hunt going against Jacksonville. That could slow him down. Who knows? And then the rest of her team, not forgettable, but she certainly has some big shoes to fill for the rest of her big players. On the other side, Baltimore's got Gurley going up against Seattle. That should be interesting. Landry going against Baltimore. There's a divisional game. Baltimore's pretty tough. She's got Corey Davis going against Buffalo. That should be a big day for Davis. Excuse me, I'm burping. And I'm going to still say the edge goes to Voldemort because he's got Gurley on his side, but who knows? I could certainly see an upset. Who's next? Let's go to the next game.
Next, we've got the Saquon Mustangs. A game of teams heading in 2 different directions. He's at 4-0. My poor sister is 0-4. She's down 12 points already. Projections don't have her showing a lot. I'm hoping that's because maybe she needs to switch some people out, but 12-0 right now.
Yeah, she's got it tough because, tough only because I look at her lineup and that Njoku guy, who's supposedly the starter in Cleveland's okay, but he hasn't got a ton of stuff. And even worse, Royce Freeman, who is the starter in Denver. It's that Lindsey guy that Jason has, who's been doing way better than the starter in Denver. So we'll see if maybe Freeman gets a few more touches. Tonight, Mr. Clemens has Andrew Luck, only 4 points so far. Got to be disappointed. In fact, he texted me early. He's like, big night tonight. Obviously, now I know why. He has Luck. He has my old player, Naeem Hines, who I dropped for nothing with only 3.6. He has Eric Ebron from Minneapolis. So he's got 3 guys from Indy going. He's hoping for a big night for them against New England. So far, it hasn't shown up, but we'll see if that changes before the end of the game. I give the edge to Gentleman's Four Quarterlies. I think Aaron Rodgers goes off this weekend against Detroit as a monster day. And unless Andrew Luck pulls a rabbit out of the hat tonight, could spell tough times for Mr. Saquon.
Okay, and then finally, somebody please call CPS. The People's Champions are already starting a beating on his daughter, 6.4 to the Wild Pooper 0. It looks like she has someone playing, but no points yet.
No, she has no one playing tonight. At least
it must be somebody on a bye then that's still in her roster.
No, there's nobody on her.
It says yet to play 9.
That's how many people you start, dummy.
No.
Don't we start 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, we start 10.
Yeah.
She has one player empty. That's why she hasn't filled that spot. Don't give me that look. Don't you give me that look. So.
Okay. As a reminder, fill your spot there, Kat.
Yes, I know that. So you're right. People's Champ already starting off hot. Welcome back to the league, Julian Edelman, and your PED substance abuse problem. You already have 6.4 points, so very good. Let's see what that little S-head can do tonight. hard not to like the People's Champ just with his guns loaded, but look at last week. They all misfired. He had a lot of blanks that were shooting. So if that happens again, maybe the Wild Boopers can overcome. I hope they can. Good luck to Cat. Bad luck to Jason because he's in our division, so I obviously want him to lose. But should be a good matchup. Everybody's playing tonight. You got any closing words for us on this craptacular broadcast that we?
No, I want to welcome fall.
Yes.
I think we both had rainy weather today, so
Yes.
welcome to fall football.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
Well, that's great. Yes, it did rain buckets yesterday, and so that was very nice. Hopefully, there's more coming. I'm excited to start getting out the old winter clothes and everything like that. So it should be fun. Halloween is in full swing. We already have all of our decorations up because David loves it.
Oh, look at that!
Unfortunately, our neighbor does not. So I'm gonna have to call him and drop off a 6-pack at his house and say, "Hey, man, those lights you put up every year, David really likes to see them. So could you please get moving on those?" But no, things are good with us. Hope all the kids are well. We'll have to come up with something better than last year because that was tough to top that Jules and Vincent.
Oh yeah, we got to start talking about that. Okay.
About our big Halloween broadcast. But anyway, for Kevin Heath, this is Matt Dickey saying this sucked, but we'll be better next week, folks. Signing off. Good luck tonight. Take us home, Kev.
Stay classy, Bone Storm.
Yeah.